Hello and welcome to this week's edition of Newsgram. What do you say we inject some fun and positivity into your life today? Issues like addiction and sickness are pretty heavy, and they do need to be dealt with. So we're going to do that, but not in the way that you might be thinking. I found a ray of sunshine, and she is going to turn that frown of yours upside down. Are you ready? Here we go. MaryEllen Perlini was stuck, and she needed something to help get her unstuck. Now, stuck is a nice word for addiction. Better yet, let's call it a bad habit, because addiction's kind of harsh for compulsive shopping. More on that in a minute. But the key to breaking any habit is to first realize that it's got you. You are stuck. And then, just like that, a way out usually presents itself.
So what gets us out of the rut? What will be that snap, that thing, that inspiration, so to speak, that can break us out of it? Well, for me, it was this non-assuming, really proud guy, this parking lot attendant.
Yep, it was seeing a guy doing a job he loved with confidence, taking pride in it, being the best darn parking lot attendant he could be.
I said, look at that guy. Look at that guy. And that was the snap. That was the thing that snapped me out of it. I looked at him. He was busy. He was focused. He was confident. I said, these were all things I was lacking.
And it wasn't like she'd never seen him before. It was just that she knew she was stuck in a rut, and her mind was open to ideas. The way this guy did his job was the catalyst for change that she needed to break out of her dilemma. It was also the inspiration for her children's book, MaryEllen is Stuck.
And this parking lot attendant, let me tell you, this is a true story. He does exist. He lives in my community. He has been the bane of my existence for the past 30 years. He walks around that parking lot. He's in charge. He wears that bright special vest that you see me reaching for on the cover. He carries that brown, thick clipboard with the big metal clip. He's up and down that parking lot. He's got literally a spring in his step. He's like a rock star. He's happy. He's confident. He knows his job. And I said, look at that guy. Look at that guy. And that was the snap. That was the thing that snapped me out of it.
And I have to tell you, the illustrations are really good. You see MaryEllen on the cover with her pink top and jeans hanging from a clipboard, reaching for that bright, shiny vest. So, what's it all about? Well, MaryEllen was a compulsive shopper. And the more she shops, the less money she has. This downward spiral causes her to lose her confidence in life. This habit has taken away her enthusiasm. She was stuck.
Being an extroverted person and being totally shut down emotionally, socially, physically, in every way, spiritually, morally, financially, in every way. I mean, like we all were. It was brutal. So often, as a social worker, I tell, my little clients, I say, well, write what you're upset about, or draw me a picture or something. Okay, that's done now. We rip it up and it's over. All that negativity, we put it in the trash. Well, I would write and rip. During the pandemic, I was writing my frustrations, and I decided I'm going to share this with a friend. So she started to laugh, and I shared it with someone else. She was laughing. What a cute little book.
And so that's how the combination of a global pandemic, a compulsive shopping habit, and a shiny, happy parking lot attendant gave birth to MaryEllen is Stuck, a kid's book based on a true story. Was it Dumbo's magic feather that gave him the ability to fly? Of course not, but it gave him confidence. Was it a clipboard and a shiny vest that gave that parking lot attendant the confidence he needed to do his job well? Well, who knows, but it definitely worked for MaryEllen.
I said, I have a vest like that because my mom was a crossing guard, so I kept the vest. And I have a brown thick clipboard. We all do somewhere in some dark, box, cabinet, somewhere, drawer.
So she put on that vest, grabbed that clipboard, and strutted her stuff.
That's what happened. I said, listen, look at me, look at my vest. I told anybody who was willing to listen about my bright special vest and my clipboard. Look at this thing. I went to work. I mean, when we could go back after the pandemic. So it just was the whole thing of spreading confidence and enthusiasm because of this one non-assuming regular guy just doing this, going about his life.
We all want to be the best versions of ourselves that we can, but sometimes that's easier said than done. Hopefully, MaryEllen's story will help you to find a way to set aside the difficulties in your life and look on the bright side. And if you're stuck in an unhealthy habit, try and find the inspiration to get unstuck.
We need to look up, we need to look out in life and just see that there's these things and people and things always happening all around us, and maybe we can learn from them, learn how to be, learn how not to be, but definitely take inspiration and find healthy options that allow us to feel that confidence, that enthusiasm, that we can spread that positivity to other people, to be the best version of ourselves, to put that little spring back in our step, to be us, the best us we can be. That's what I'm hoping.
I told you she was a ray of sunshine.
This one here, it just sums it up, 26. Age 26. She goes to work the next day with such a spring in her step and shows everyone who is interested her bright special vest and thick brown clipboard. And then it continues how I go on, and you'll see in the next page, you know, I'll tell my priest, I'll tell anybody, you know, I'll tell somebody who's selling pajamas, I'll tell somebody on the beach. It just spreads and spreads and spreads. And that's what happens. You know how we were saying how negativity can spread, but positivity can spread too. And that's what we need more of. That's exactly what we need.
There is enough negativity in this world already, and it's clear that we can't eradicate the COVID virus. So we just have to learn to live with it. But in the meantime, why don't we try and spread a little positivity? Because like she says, it's also contagious.
If you're listening and want to get this book, I really hope it does for you what that parking lot attendant did for me.
The book is available online right now at all the places where you like to shop for books. She mentioned Ex Libris, but it's also online at Amazon and Barnes & Noble and several other places. So in conclusion, hopefully you're already feeling the positivity, but I want to leave you whistling a happy tune. So I'll leave you with a quote from Eric Idle. Do you remember the Monty Python film Life of Brian? Always look on the bright side of life. Do that while you download your copy of MaryEllen is Stuck by MaryEllen Perlini. And that will do it for this edition of Newsgram from webtalkradio.com.